my editing. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to episode
21
of the Bayou Dragons Podcast. Per usual, it's myself, Mr. Matthew McCall, Porter May off to my right, and a special guest, Mr. Jacob Wendell.
Howdy, bud.
Howdy, bud.
Jacob is a friend of ours that we just met 3 days ago. 2 days ago? 2 or 3 days ago.
It had been Tuesday.
So earlier this
day
week.
is it?
Shit, I don't even know. By the time you guys watch
that
this,
gets asked every
I don't
day.
know what day it'll be, but so we're up here in the great white north, covered in snow, doing a little bit of hunting, and Jacob is a friend of a friend who has now become a friend of the Dragons.
Yeah, I think Jacob Wendell is a dear friend now.
I appreciate it, guys.
A dear friend for life.
If nothing else, I was telling him, just him being a northerner is just a novelty to guys like us, man, Southeast Texas. He said his first 2 words, and it was like we were like parents listening to a baby speak for the first time. Our eyes just lit up. We looked at each other and started laughing.
And it's not even that you have that thick of an... I guess you do have a thick-ass accent, but it's certain words. You know?
Yeah.
Like no.
No.
No. Yeah, you go, no. So Jacob, I've heard a little bit. I haven't really asked you a lot because we've been talking about doing this podcast. So
Right. You didn't want to know a goddamn thing.
I really didn't. Every time you start telling the
Known
story,
each other for 3 days and...
yeah, I was like, don't tell me that. I'd rather hear it on the podcast.
Right.
So I literally don't know much about you except, like, I kind of know that are you a farmer? Is that what you
Correct,
do?
yeah. I'm from North Dakota. I farm with my dad there. And when I'm not farming, I'm pretty much hunting and fishing, man. That's about the way she goes.
What do you farm for?
We do wheat and beans, soybeans.
Beans.
Beaners, yeah.
So, for a guy like you, you're pretty much out in the middle of nowhere, I'd imagine, right?
Kinda. We're about an hour from Fargo, which is a pretty decent sized town. And we're kind of out there.
So, what do you like? What's life like growing up? I imagine you grew up there.
I actually didn't grow up on the farm. My parents were divorced when I was about 4 years old, and I grew up in town.
Okay.
And didn't really get into hunting and fishing, or I've been fishing my whole life, but not the hunting thing. I really picked up when in high school. And now that's all I do is hunt and fish, and hunting's a really big part of my life. I love that. Yeah,
I was gonna say, man, like, cause just being up here, like driving up here, it's like.
That's a hell of a drive.
You kind of just, it's, y'all, man, it was 28 hours, and we wrecked the truck, so it was a little bit longer, but it's kind of like we get to a certain point and you just kind of look around and like, you just say, what do you do out here? Like, so
wintertime, man, like right now, there's geese here, I guess, but, God, it's brutal. Today was brutal.
Yeah.
At least the geese were deep.
Whenever you said you were cold, I was like, fuck, it's cold.
I don't care who you are. It was a cold ass day.
Because we met you Tuesday, and it wasn't that cold of a day.
No, Tuesday was beautiful. I didn't even have gloves on in the blind. I mean, it was...
You were wearing a hoodie. I met you. You were wearing a hoodie, no gloves. And for us, now, like, after you've been up here a little bit, you acclimate to the weather. But it was like 21 degrees. And you're like, man, beautiful day, bud. And you're just in a hoodie. And I'm like, we're all geared up like a motherfucker.
And it's been snowing every damn day.
Yeah, me and Colton looked at that shit, like, for the whole last month. Like, I was looking at future, like, what's it going to be? It was like, it's only going to snow once while we're up here. We've been up here now like 5 or 6 days.
Every single day.
It snowed all the way up here. It has not stopped. It's snowing right now.
Oh, you guys showed up the day after a big-ass blizzard, so...
Yeah.
Shit, we were pheasant hunting in damn near a blizzard yesterday.
I will say that is the most brutal conditions I've ever walked for pheasants in, when you're walking into a 25-mile-an-hour wind when it's a goddamn blizzard.
Yeah, when there's a perfectly good warm shower and a warm bed in here,
yeah,
that's what we choose to do.
I don't know what we're thinking.
But you killed a pheasant yesterday.
I did kill one. You got to lead them by about 5 feet when they hit that wind.
I did not listen to you today.
You're like, I heard the shooting, and then I was like, Colton, how many they get? None, man.
No, Porter mag dumped on 2 of them. That's bigger than shit.
That was a nice cock that you shot.
Yeah, nice cock.
For any of our viewers, also moving forward, a rooster, male pheasant, is also known as a cock. So don't get it twisted. And let's move on.
Yes. So before we get into like our hunts that we've already, endured together and all that shit, you said you started hunting in high school. Did you travel much, or did you hunt mostly?
I didn't really start traveling until just a couple years ago. Really, the first time I ever traveled to go waterfowl hunting was down in Texas, and that's where I met Colton. We had a great time down there. Those lessers down there are absolutely they're stupid.
What do you keep coming?
Before we go to that, I didn't even know how you guys met. How did you guys meet?
It was that the guided hunt for lessers down in Texas, Amarillo, Texas. And I will say, every time I've been to Texas, it snowed, which sucks. But felt like I was goose hunting up in North Dakota again. But yeah, we had a great time up there. We killed limits of lessers every day, and we just kind of clicked there. And we've been talking for a couple years, and he loves hunting and fishing, I think, as much as I do. So kind of connected that way.
Yeah, I think it's definitely cool. Like along the way, your interests in hunting from the time you start, until later on in life, like they continue to change and evolve, and you find yourself more interested in different aspects of hunting and different things that go along with that. And also getting to meet people and build connections. Like I've got a friend that I met, and I fully plan on going to hunt with him in Arizona next year, or even just go and hang out, But like through like our shared interest in hunting, and so it's really cool to make those connections and kind of keep up with people. And like this excursion, we're just up here, and it's like, hey, I'm right down the road. Let's meet up. And
yeah,
man.
I didn't know if I was going to be able to come hunt with you guys this week or not. I was actually we had to leave the day before the blizzard. We were planning on coming out last Thursday, and that day was no travel day, and so we left Wednesday instead. Went down to Bowman, North Dakota, where we deer hunt, and it wasn't very good hunting down there. A lot of the deer died off. I talked to a wildlife technician there in Montana, just right across the border, because I had that mule deer or just a buck tag from Montana, and she told me to go hunt somewhere else because there's no deer there, and she wasn't kidding. We didn't see. I mean, there were some mule deer, but the whitetails were almost non-existent, or if you did see them, they were on private land. And I actually did not fill my whitetail doe tag, which is pretty sad. So my buddies left Sunday, and I was planning on coming up here, do some mule deer hunting, and got on a BMA. Was lucky because it was kind of a last minute deal. That lady told me to switch locations, and had to change up my game plan. And I went in there, talked to one of the ranchers, guide hand. He was South African, actually. He was a really cool dude. He told me pretty much where to find the deer, and didn't have to travel too far. So I went up in there, and I found a decent buck and did a stalk on him, and I actually shot the wrong deer, but I was happy with him. It worked out great because then I was able to come up here and meet you guys.
Yeah.
And do some hunting. I haven't shot honkers for 2 months, so I was really wanting to.
Itching.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I've never once in my life hunted honkers this way. It's always been more of, if we're traveling and hunting, because we don't get Canada geese where we're at, at all. Yeah. Like I've seen, a handful of geese over the last 10 years shot.
Mm-hmm.
You'll have that one. Oh, hey, a single Canada goose flew over the rice field, and we shot him. And it was like, what the hell? It's always like a huge deal. But we start moving up north into the central United States and a little bit north from there. It's like, you'll be duck hunting, and here's a group of Canadas coming. And so that's the way I've shot them in the past. And now getting to actually full on target Canada geese, it's like unreal.
That's all I target is Canada geese. Honestly, it's just crazy. You guys don't get to do that down there.
No, dude, we say the same thing about up here, man. It's just crazy.
Well, I honestly haven't experienced goose hunting like this either. I've never, hunted them on a big river when everything else is froze up and they coming down from Canada and they just build numbers. I've never seen the amount of geese that we've been hunting.
Yeah, they've been dumping in here. We're definitely getting spoiled is what's happening.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, y'all definitely are. I mean, me and Colton had a badass trip up here last year. and we limited out a bunch, but also there was like 2 or 3 hunts, we killed 5 or 7 each, and then today was our 5th straight limit.
Yeah, 5th day in a row.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Greater Canada geese, and one day we had a 6-man limit of mallards.
Yep.
So, I mean, we had been
to be able to be part of that, and like Colton was saying earlier, like he had never gone and done a 6-man limit of mallards and a 6-man limit of graders in the same hunt. I know, I've just met him face to face, when we came and met up to come on this trip, but like looking back on his stuff and talking to him for a little while, like I know this dude's hunted a lot. So it's like, you have hunted a lot. You're a native to this area, and so like getting to be able to come up here and listen to you guys talk about how awesome these hunts have been, how like incredible these are. Like I've never seen them do it like this. I've never seen them in these numbers. I've never done this and that. And like, hey, I'm here for that too. And this is like early on in my hunting career as far as this kind of hunting goes. It's like, that's incredible, dude.
Oh, Wendell.
I'm definitely not taking that for
That's
granted.
where we met him though, was the 6 and 6, because
Yeah.
we saw him and his Chevrolet just driving across that field.
Imagine that. Like you show up, 6-man of ducks, 6-man of hawkers. Like it doesn't get any better.
Well, it was just funny because like in our situation on that hunt, we didn't have a good hide. We were hitting enough. I mean, we shot 60 birds, so we were definitely hitting enough, but it was like some of them didn't work.
We really shouldn't have got our limit of
That
candidates.
goes to show the volume of birds.
That's what Jacob kept saying.
I couldn't
"Oh,
believe
it's
it.
fine. They flared. There's another 30 coming in."
Yeah.
Nope,
There was a
flared.
string of birds for you. Every time a group would flare, I'd look out in front, and there'd be 2 more groups coming. It was just absolutely insane.
Yeah, I had to pee
Every
for
once in a
so
while.
long on that hunt, and I got pissed, man. I'm about to jump out of the blind. Oh yeah, another group coming. Y'all get out.
Well, the last 2 on the first
fucking
hunt.
buzzed, baby.
So we'll just kind of go on just from what we met Jacob, and then we'll ask some more questions here in a little bit. But like first day, the 6 and 6, the last 2 birds, Mitch was out with his camera, fucking that big, He's filming Cole, I believe. Were you out of the blind? Like, so there's also, by the way, there's 6 of us in one hotel room, just for y'all just wondering on here. But Cole was like standing up out of the blind. Mitch is filming him, and we're just like, get down, like, and everybody kind of just crouched down. Blinds are open. Just bam, shot one. Mitch is like recording it, and then another one just comes in. It was like,
Yeah, some of them just do it down.
Some of them were stupid that day.
what do
We
you
got the stupid ones.
What do you call them again? You stupid
Oh.
bastards or what?
Big stupid motherfuckers. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's what. If you're from North Dakota, that's what you call Greater Canada geese, I guess.
Yeah, no, that's so incredible. It's definitely, I'm trying to soak all of this in as much as possible, dude. Like, I know I won't have this opportunity very often. If I'm lucky, once a year. So getting to be part of this is it's blowing my mind, dude.
And we go into day 2, where it wasn't as cold as today. We shot straight honkers, but me personally, this is I think that I count as like my 14th time to ever Canada goose hunt, counting last year and then like going into this. Like, this is my 14th trip, and I've never seen birds work like that.
Yeah,
Ever. Like, even duck hunting for 13 years or whatever I've been doing, they did it dumb.
Mm-hmm.
Every single one of them. We limited in like 55 minutes.
Talking about yesterday, right?
Yesterday.
Oh yeah. That was a pretty awesome hunt. I mean, yeah, we killed our limit before the majority of birds even started getting off the roost. So, I mean, we left our blinds
Yes.
right where we had them
And so
because there was still 1,200 birds on the roost. So we just showed up there this morning, set up some decoys, and killed them again.
yeah.
And plus, it was a 20-mile-an-hour wind this morning. They were just
The first couple of
pretty
groups,
stupid. Yeah.
right before the sun was like up and peeking out because it was real hazy morning. But the first couple of flocks were just
Cutting flips.
like go from the left side of the decoy.
that was awesome.
What is the Colton likes to say? They come in holding pumpkins.
Oh yeah, they were holding pumpkins.
Well, I thought they'd be crawling, I thought they'd be coming in crawling, but what they actually did was you'd think they were going to fly over your head, and then they get about 20 yards in front of you and drop like a rock.
Yeah, they didn't make those big swings. They would just.
They just kind of let the wind take it. And y'all are going to see videos of all this. We've got so much good documentation from this week. He just cupped up, and you would either hear, kill him, fuck him up, hot shave, just whatever, give him a prostate exam, whatever Colton yelled.
It's been an absolute feat down. Shout out to Public Honor.
We just, it's like, they would come in, breaker 19, landing gear engaged, and then you would see their feet go.
Yeah, they did the Jake break coming into this bridge, just.
And some groups we did great, some groups we didn't. But it was a fantastic. Yesterday that was the best I've ever seen.
Yeah. Yesterday was amazing. It was an epic goose hunt for sure.
And then today was also another. Well, we hunted the same exact spot. Colton, those beers on the floor are cold.
We've got our producers. Our
beer.
producers are making a beer run for us right now.
Absolutely.
Yeah, everybody, we're doing a little beer run. But
I like to do. Thank you, sir.
We also, by the way, we brought Texas beer all the way up here.
This Lone Star that I've got.
What
on
is
my
that?
hand.
Lone Star.
I've never had a Lone Star.
Are you serious?
God.
I've never even heard of
Oh shit, we got to get them one now.
Oh yeah.
We did a reaction on live fucking podcast.
So
Come on.
these beers, this case was
Texas
in the
Light.
trailer. It just stayed in the trailer for the last couple of days, and it's ice cold. We had to leave them out.
You sure they're not going to freaking shoot
No,
a hole?
you
They
should-
might. They actually might.
No,
You
you should.
They gave me a Red Bull 2 days ago, and it
Absolutely
wasn't edible.
You got to eat it with a spoon, but no, you're fine.
Oh yeah, we're
It's
solid.
good.
We're solid.
They're good and cold.
Oh, bro, that's as cold as it can be. I want to.
Cold as the Rockies.
Kind of tastes like a Miller Lite. And, I'm not a real fan of Miller Lite, but it ain't bad.
I don't care if you
It's better than Hams.
I don't care. I don't care if you hate it. You will drink it.
I don't hate it. I will drink it. Absolutely.
Out of respect for the Texas boys.
Yeah, that's one we're sponsored by. Two, that's the National Beer of Texas.
Shit, my bad.
That is a genuine response. We wanted to hear a genuine response.
If they don't want feedback,
Yeah.
don't sponsor us.
Yeah, but you don't hate it, so that's good.
That's another cool thing that happened to us on this trip. So we had some friends we met in Dallas, and they sent. I hate that you weren't here that day because I was gonna get you some stuff too, but this happened
the hoop
right
gear?
before you got here. Yeah, the hoop gear.
Oh yeah.
So we met some friends at the Trophy Hunters in Dallas. Real cool guys, and they make the camouflage with the jackets and the pants and all that. They
I'm
do
wearing the
all
pants
gear.
right now in the video.
Porter's got the pants on right now.
Them hootie hoots.
And I called him. I finally got the opportunity to try them out. It hasn't been cold enough back home, and I was like, oh well, what better time than fucking negative temperatures in way up here in the north to give them a shot. And I tried them out. And I liked them, so I called the guy. I was like, hey man, I just want to give you my feedback. They're great. I told him everything of what I thought. And he was like, how long y'all there? Oh, another week and a half or so. And he was like, all right, cool. How many guys you got? I got 5 guys. He's like, okay, cool. I'm going to overnight all y'all some fresh gear. Try it out. Let me know what you think. Give us some constructive criticisms. Let us know how we can improve. And I think that's really awesome. For a company that's small like they are to be saying, hey, we want to build off of this. Because like with bigger companies, if you found something you didn't like and they're already selling the shit out of their stuff, they're not going to change it, So it would be hard for you to say, man, I really hate this about this product. Would you guys change that? They'd be like, fuck you. We're selling the shit out of it. We're making a ton of money. Like, we don't care. But for these guys, it was really cool that they're, open to that and they want that feedback. And
there's really no better place to test it out than today, especially.
Yeah, today was
pretty
fucking
brutal.
Dude, I told him,
frozen tundra.
I texted him this
God.
morning and I was like, hey man, I said, this was the absolute, probably some of the most devastating conditions I could possibly have to test this gear.
It was
so
12 degrees with 25 mile per hour northwest west wind. With the wind chills at the beginning of the day was negative
6 or
6,
7.
negative 6 or 7,
I don't care who you
Negative
are.
we
seven.
got one of the producers back there saying 7.
negative 7 degrees. Oh shit!
Fuck baby.
Man.
You fucked
Maybe
him
over
up.
here spitting chiclets.
Negative 7 degrees with that wind. It was gnarly, and laying in that blind bag. You just know shit. I'm not sponsored by Hoot. I do love their shit, and I'll tell you why I love their shit here in a minute. But my back was sweating. I was a little, my face and all that shit. I thought I had a thick enough beard. Nah, cold.
This guy, Steven, is his name. He's one of the owners of Hoot. He was talking me through it. He's like, yeah, man, I'm seeing these jackets. He's like, we got some vents on them just in case you get hot. And we all busted out laughing, dude. It was like 8 degrees. And that was later on in the afternoon. It's like 8 degrees that day. And he was like, yeah, they got vents on them. If you want to open them up, you need to cool off a little bit. We all laughed our asses off, dude. Yesterday we went pheasant hunting. And we wore the jackets, and everybody was unzipping their vents trying to cool off.
Like one of our producers over here, Cole, he literally ripped off his Bayou Dragon hoodie and was like opening the vents. He was dripping sweat. We did 2.5 miles of blizzard hunting, pheasant hunting, and Cole was over here sweating his asshole off, just dying. He was like, and I was
got him a cock.
Yeah, you did. You shot him a cock,
and then he pissed his pants when he stepped on a hen pheasant too.
Yeah.
Yep. But this Hoot gear, I'll tell you why I like it. Because it's actual badass camo. It's not what everybody else is doing right now, the digital camo. No hate on everybody, but your shit, change it. This shit is cool as hell. I like it. It's cocky.
They use the
that's cocky ass camo.
Their brand is Hoot. They use the
it looks like owls.
The natural feather pattern of an owl. Because in all these different terrains where they have all these different owls, you have snow, you have, like out in the grasslands and all that. And so all these owls have obviously different feather patterns and colors, to blend in with their environment. So that's what they take their, their idea from and use that in their camo. And I think it works really well, man. I think it's really cool.
Oh, I mean, that's dope. I mean, you can tell if you sit there and look. It's like, oh, that's feathers.
Yeah, it's a God-given camouflage, man.
Well, yeah, like owls are fucking like #1 predator, dude.
Yeah,
they're the quietest.
They're very camouflaged. He told me, he was like, yeah, owls are like the top most camouflaged predator. I pulled up I went digging and I pulled up all these different pictures of these cats in the snow and these praying mantises on trees. I'm like, how the fuck would you see that? Like that cat in the snow, all white, just all you see is just the black on his ears sticking up like on a lynx or something. Like, holy shit, that's unreal. But anyway.
Yeah, I didn't know where that was going. I thought you were going to say, but then I looked up an owl and you could see that.
No, I didn't. I was like, there's no way the owl, but I mean, it's hard to classify, I guess, is what I was getting at.
I got a compliment at the liquor store a minute ago when I bought this bourbon. The dude literally was in line and I was walking, grabbing it, and he just followed me and was looking me up and down and goes, man, I love your camo. I was like, Hoot here, man. I'm online. He's like, I might do that.
All right, so for this is for you, Jacob. I actually did some due diligence. I pulled up a list of northern activities, and I would like for you just I'm going to go through this list and just tell me whether or not you've done any of those activities. Okay, so let's start from the top. Let's go with ice skating.
Yes, I have ice skated before.
Okay. You ice skated on a frozen pond and
no, it was an actual ice rink.
Okay.
You play hockey?
I did not play hockey.
Okay.
Similar to that, ice hockey, which
no,
never played ice hockey.
Nope.
Okay. This one just says moose.
Not sure what that means.
I guess that's a northern thing.
Have you killed a moose? Have you
I have
petted a moose?
North Dakota, it's a once in a lifetime tag, so I'm still waiting.
Okay, this one's a little more far.
Wait, you already have the tag? How? Before we go on, sorry, man.
Oh no, you're good.
How does explain that? Once in a lifetime tag.
North Dakota, there's 3. They call them the big 3: elk, bighorn sheep, and moose. Yeah, bighorn sheep's the toughest one to get. They give out 7 tags a year or something. I think they change it every year, but it's never any more than 10 or 11. And you got to get lucky as hell to get one of those. But elk and moose are a little bit easier to draw. There's a lot of people that probably won't even draw one of those tags in their lifetime. I can't believe 2 of my buddies that went to college with, in the last 3 years, both of them have got their bull elk tag and both shot great bulls. And I'm pretty freaking jealous. But, when I do actually draw mine, hopefully it's before I'm a fucking cripple.
Yeah, well,
you know.
you're only
But-
20.
Move around.
You're 26. You have.
But I know guys that are 60 years old still applying. So
Mm.
it's just you don't get preference points either. It's you gotta just get lucky basically.
I will
But those
say
two
this.
did get lucky.
I will say this, man. For a guy of your size, the way you're able to navigate this terrain up here is unreal.
That's what everybody says.
Slacking behind, and like, how the fuck is?
I
this guy
do
still
this shit
going?
all the time, man.
Yeah.
But I used to be a lot bigger too. Now I used to do this shit when I was 70 pounds heavier. So now I don't have those 70 pounds. I can freaking move.
You were 70 pounds bigger.
I was
You're a big
a couple
son of a
years
bitch.
ago. Yep.
I mean, but also, and we'll get back to. I kind of like that little segment of the northern activities. That's actually hilarious. But I just want to go ahead and just put this on record. I've cleaned thousands of ducks and hundreds of geese, and I've been around people that have cleaned thousands of ducks. You by far are the fastest I've ever seen somebody clean an animal. You clean a fucking Canada goose in seconds.
Well, when it's fucking -8 wind chill and you're freezing your nutsack off, you try to go pretty quick.
Bro, no, don't try to count yourself short.
Don't
You
count
literally
it, man.
grab
I
it.
will say, there's 6 guys here cleaning geese. I cleaned 10 today before we were done.
Yeah. No, you clean probably 8. I maybe clean 4. You probably clean 20.
I did clean a
put
couple
it this
pheasants,
way:
too.
me and Porter were gang banging these geese, and I got 10. So he was spreading them for me, and I was going in and doing the cutting, and I counted my heads, and we had 10. And for you to have 10 doing all of that, because it takes me, these geese are super tough, so hard to get the skin off of them.
Especially when they've been sitting in the truck when it's -8 wind chill or whatever. They're a little tougher. Plus, this time of year, I mean, the skin just sticks to the meat too. You got to give them some torque to get that skin off the meat. But yeah, I've cleaned. That's all I hunt when at waterfall. I mean, everybody loves their ducks, but I do like hunting ducks. But I would rather hunt Canadas 100%. And I've cleaned probably over 1,000 Canadas for sure.
It was very impressive because I was trying to watch and be like, what are you doing different than me? You're not. You're just a lot more of a man. Because I go in, I go underneath, where the guts go. I take 2 thumb and I rip up like that. You literally made it look like a Band-Aid. You went to the neck, and I'm just like, holy shit! And no feathers on any of it. You go scrape it clean, toss it up, and you're already doing another one. And I'm over here still picking fat off of it. Like, damn, I'm a shithead. So, props to you.
I appreciate you guys.
my friend. All right, guys, quick break, and then we're back with some more.
Yep.
All right, we're back. So, picking up where we left off, I want to keep getting into this list of northern activities that I have here for you. So, this next one I've got ice fishing. You ever do any ice fishing?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
What kind of ice fishing are we talking here? I mean, you in a shanty or are you in the back of a Lincoln like Matthew McConaughey?
I use clam pop-up fish house. You can, a lot of people got, what do you call them, permanent houses.
Are they like on skids?
A lot of people don't have skids. We got them with tires usually that you just haul out there. You've got to wait till it's thick enough or else you're fucked.
What's like the you're fucked. What's like the minimum ice thickness that you can go out there and ice fish over?
I'd say, well, there's some crazy sons of bitches where I live that'll be like 2 inches of ice. There's this one dude. He was out there, 2 inches of ice, would have to move his fish house every 2 hours because the ice would begin to bow.
Underneath where it was.
That's not worth it. I wait till it's about 4 inches, and then you can walk out there. You ain't taking anything else out there. 6 inches snowmobile, 8 inches 4-wheeler, 12 inches you can take a pickup out there.
So how big are these lakes you are fishing?
Around where I live, we got just a ton of little lakes that I fish.
So kind of small water stuff.
Yeah.
How long does it take for something like that to get to 12 inches?
It depends on how cold it is, I guess. But it's been super fucking cold the last a week or more than that. And I know there's people, it's already 6 inches thick back home, seems like in places. But you got to have, the bigger the lake, the longer it's going to take for it to freeze. So there's a spot I always go to. It's surrounded by cattails, and that's always, the first place we go because the wind isn't hitting it. And we'll go fish there first. But yeah, it'll be later before, the wider it is, the more open it is, the wind will keep it open.
Right.
Look, let me just go ahead and do this. We had a little technical difficulty. I'll go ahead and put that on the podcast. We
lost the flow.
We lost the flow. Our producers, they're doing other work. Cole is drinking beer and he just ain't paying attention. So in North Dakota, if you didn't know this, since you're from there, it is the state's leading producer of sunflowers and honey. And you don't do either one of those. But it does say farmers produce enough wheat each year to make 12.6 billion loaves of bread and produce enough beef to make 113 million hamburgers and enough soybeans to make 483 billion crayons. So
soybeans make fucking crayons?
That's why I kind of wanted to go into that, because I didn't know you made crayons.
I didn't know I made crayons either, bud.
That's another one. Crayons?
Yeah. Have you ever used them?
Not lately.
Dude, that'd be so funny. Like, you get in his truck and that's what he uses to write down, like, notes.
I got some
fucking red crayon.
I got some Marine buddies that are thanking you for feeding them on the crayon note.
Absolutely.
Shout out Aaron George, you crayon eating fuck. Just kidding, love you, bud.
Anyway, all right. So, have you ever been in North Dakota? I guess we said ice fishing. You've killed mule deer. You killed one this week. You have plenty of meat.
Yeah, I finally got a deer. I've been trying to kill one with my bow for, bow season opens, beginning of September. It's now, middle of November. It's been tough. But and then I couldn't kill whitetail doe like I mentioned earlier. And then I went out there and there was just deer everywhere. It was a ton of fun. I was by myself, which made it, a little tougher, especially when I killed one. And it's, not ideal to haul a whole mule deer on your back in one trip. So I had to make 2 trips. Luckily, I only killed it 3/4 mile from the pickup. Wasn't too bad.
Can you
3/4
3/4 of a mile?
So yeah, 3/4 out there, 3/4 back, 3/4 out there, 3/4 back.
Yeah.
With quarters of deer.
Yeah, I took 2/4 of the time, and while the first trip, I didn't know where I was going to end up out there. This section of land I was hunting was, 5 miles by 5 miles, I think. So it was a huge place. So I didn't know where I was going to end up. So I had a ton of gear on me, just, so I don't die. And a
lot of beans or something, canned beans.
My beans.
I actually use there's this new thing called I don't know if it's that new, but I just started using a jet boil. It's a pretty cool deal.
Those are badass.
Yeah, dude. That's
I don't know what that is.
A jet boil. They got this special fuel. It's I don't know if it's actual jet fuel or what. I think it's I'd have to go grab a can. I got them in my room, but it's a propane mixed with something else, butane or something like that, and it cooks super fast. You just turn it on, boil water, and it boils the water in about 60 seconds.
Damn.
Yeah, it's and it was it was
60 seconds. Like we are
cold as shit, and
we are in higher elevation too, so water does boil faster. At home, if you boiled water in 60 seconds, you'd have a volcano.
Jamie, can you look that up? Verify for it real quick.
What, higher altitude doesn't boil water faster?
Yeah.
Oh, bro, I was good in science.
They don't teach that. I didn't get that Anahuac education.
Dude, in Anahuac, Texas, I know, and it goes by like every so 100 feet. It's like, it's what's boiling at 212 degrees?
212, yeah.
But like up here in 1,400, 1,700 foot where we're at, it would be like 198. You know what I mean? In Colorado, it's a lot lower if you're like on the top of the mountain. Well, just letting you know, you just learned something.
Yeah, if nothing else, I learned something today, and from Porter May of all people.
Yeah, you're welcome. A1, baby.
I have a question regarding your pack out. So with these temperatures that that you're hunting a mule deer in right now, like earlier this week, do you worry in these temperatures about predators, getting to your kill while you're making the pack out and then back to your truck?
Yeah, I mean, if you'd have to leave the animal overnight, definitely coyotes are. I mean, I had a buddy shoot a deer a couple years ago in the river valley, and where we live, the river valleys are just thick with coyotes. And he shot this deer next morning. Well, you wound one and you can't find it. Right. Usually when it happens, you got to go back the next morning and look for it. Yeah, all that was left was the antlers after one night. So those coyotes cleaned them up pretty quick, but I killed mine. It only took me 3 or 4 hours to spot my animal, shoot the wrong animal. Took me about 4 hours to get him out of there. Cut him up, all that stuff, get him out of there. But
you shot the right animal. You shot the wrong one you were targeting.
I was targeting a different one, yeah. But
just clarifying that he didn't like.
No, I didn't shoot
species, right?
Yeah, you shot what you're supposed to.
I didn't shoot the right species. I didn't shoot the animal I was after.
So people are like, so what did he shoot?
What did you shoot?
Yeah.
What did you shoot?
Yeah, you're shooting zebras. They don't. A lot of our fans are from Southeast Texas. They don't know what's in North Dakota. I have no clue.
Well, I was actually hunting in Montana, but wolves? No, we don't have. Montana might actually have some wolves, but we don't. North Dakota, we don't have wolves. We don't have to really worry about predators, for safety.
Cougars.
There is some cougars.
Big cats up here?
Yeah, we definitely do. I do a ton of coyote hunting, and I hunt in river valleys for the majority. And I had permission to kill 2 mountain lions last year, actually. Never called one in or seen one, but that's a pretty cool opportunity. Hopefully, I'll have the opportunity again this year, and hopefully, I can call one in. That'd be, that's kind of, really, that'd be a really cool deal to call in a freaking mountain lion and kill it in North Dakota, especially because there's just. I think the quota is like 10 or 11 every year.
Total for the state?
Oh, shit. No, my bad. So, the unit I'm in, there's different units for mountain lions. Mostly out west, the western part of the state, in the Badlands, there's a quota there. In the eastern part where I'm at, I don't think there actually is a quota. So, because there's just hardly any around.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy that I had, 2 landowners tell me to kill a mountain lion around because I've never actually seen a mountain lion ever.
So I was I noticed you sparked some interest when I mentioned Arizona earlier. That friend of mine that I met down there actually got to he spotted and stalked a mountain lion, and but down there they have those cats, and it's like you can just go. I want to say you can just go buy over the counter in Arizona.
Oh, you can actual tag.
There's a tag?
Yeah, for your tag.
It's not just a predator. It's not predator hunting.
No.
Yeah, like in North Dakota, all you got to have is
permission.
Well, it's like a small game, or not. It wouldn't be a small game license. Just your regular hunt license, your fur bearer license. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Just your fur bearer with shoot coyotes or whatever. You can shoot mountain lion with your fur
But you
bearer.
can shoot them in Texas. Like we don't have, for say, mountain lions. We do have some big cats.
Yeah, they're mountain lions.
Well, you guys got a ton of bobcats down there, don't you?
Yeah, we have a lot of bobcats.
We have panthers.
Shoot, you'll see bobcats moving around in the marsh areas. They're everywhere. They're in the big thicket. They're in the.
I got them outside my house.
They're all over the place. Like I caught one on camera at work the other night on one of our barge docks. I have the pictures. I'll show you in a little while. It's pretty cool. But anyways, going back to it. Yeah, that friend of mine in Arizona was telling me he did a spot and stalk on a mountain lion, and
that would be badass to have that.
He got right over the top of her and was looking around. I was like, damn, he thought he was up on this rock bluff, and then kind of heard something. He looked down, and he said she was about 15 feet below him. Just hunched down, looking right at him, baring her teeth, and he let her have it. And he said he had that cat's at his house on his wall now. I thought that was
that's awesome, man.
But there's also a down I don't think in Arizona, I can't remember what we talked about it, but I think it was in Mexico and in the southern part of New Mexico where they have a population of wild jaguars. And that was like, holy shit, can you imagine?
No.
Being out there.
That's fun.
Yeah, so first off, if I saw one, instantly shit my pants.
Jaguars they're pretty fucked. They'll kill you.
Yeah, they're pretty.
They're literally
pretty fun. They'll kill
they're
you.
one of the most deadly animals on the planet.
Yeah, they attack crocodiles. You know what I mean? Like I watch a lot of Planet Earth, and they'll jump out of a fucking tree. Yeah, David Attenborough, and they'll jump 30 foot off into like some water. It's like, I thought cats ate water, and then
Drag a fucking
crocodile out of the
insane.
water.
I don't know if there's a jag or a cheetah or whatever, but I saw that. That was crazy.
It was not a cheetah. It was a jaguar.
Shit, what was that, in Africa? It had to have been in Africa.
Yeah, it had to be in Africa. We don't have crocodile.
I wish we did.
Dude.
I had a fucking 14-foot alligator or crocodile on my wall.
Well, there's a 14-foot alligator killed this year. We already talked about that on a past podcast,
Jeez.
but 14-4.
So what? You guys don't have alligators?
No, we don't have.
No, they don't have alligators.
They're just as cold as we are.
Up in alligators where I'm at.
Do you want to shoot an alligator?
Would I like to shoot
Yeah.
him? Oh, hell yeah.
Come down, please.
Oh,
Come down.
I don't
Look,
think he wants it bad enough because he was this close to going, oh fuck yeah.
no, fuck
But he
it.
went with the old hell yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
he wants it, but he doesn't want it that bad.
No, that would be pretty cool. I kind of, if I were to shoot one, I'd like to do it with the bow, like bow fishing.
You can now in
Oh,
Texas.
dude.
You can do it in Texas now. It's legal.
Oh, nice.
But look, I will get you a gator tag.
The opportunity is there.
The opportunity is there, but I do ask for one thing in return. And if you can't get it, I understand. It's fine. But if you do shoot a mountain lion, I would like a couple of pieces of mountain lion steak.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
I would
That's
love.
no problem. I wouldn't count on it, but
If you do get it, I want some, like for sure, for sure.
yeah,
Like,
I definitely don't want to eat all of it. So
There is
I would
there
love
is zero expectation there. Like when it comes to like waterfowl or big game or anything like that, you kind of have something to go off of. Like for a mule deer, like I've harvested and eaten whitetail, but I've never eaten mule deer, so I don't know what that tastes like. But I can imagine
Well,
it's pretty similar.
people say mule deer not as good as whitetail, and
whitetail not as good as axis.
I've never had an axis deer, but
You're
They're
missing
not
out.
common.
I can tell you for sure right now you're missing out. Porter's blessed me with a few beautiful axis dinners.
Axis, and then like you just keep
I'd
going
love
down
to
that
try
line.
it.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
sure.
fantastic.
It's
You come
great.
down, I can get you some axis.
You talk about eating a cat.
Dude,
What do you think? Like, what does
Bruh.
that taste like?
I would. I don't know, but Ted Nugent has a quote.
Ted
It's like,
knows.
Ted knows. He's like, I love vegans. Most of my friends are vegan. I eat vegans, but occasionally I'll eat the occasional like mountain lion, and I'm like, I want to try mountain lion. Like,
Vegans. Idiots. Good. More for me and you.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
reduces hunting pressure for sure.
But so if you do get a mountain lion or a cougar or whatever you want to call it up here, please send me some.
There's a cougar in the car.
I'll pay for
I
it,
could definitely do that.
or I'll trade you an alligator.
You know, alligator meat's actually pretty good. I've had that before. That's good stuff.
You know what? So it's funny when we met Jacob here. It's a small world, and I was talking the day that Jacob came in. We were sitting in a diner, and he hadn't arrived yet. We actually met out in the field. We're sitting in the diner, and I asked him if he knew this guy. His name's Nick Marcius. And he's like, no, I don't know that guy. Oh, okay, just curious. Well, then, not 30 minutes later, you showed up, and you're talking, and you said, hey, Colton, do you know Nick Marcius? And he looked at me, and he's like, dude, you just asked me about that guy. I was like, yeah. So anyways, but when I hunted with Nick, it was funny because, we were talking about, like, trading hunts and stuff like that, and, like, it just got brought up. He's like, dude, I'd love to go and shoot an alligator gar. He was hard up on an alligator gar.
Really?
What? I was like, that's like a trash fish where we're from. Like,
Bro,
no one fishes for them. Not like
Well-
a small population fishes for them, targeting them, like actually fishing. I know a lot of people love to go out and bow fish for them.
Yeah, that's something I'd love to do.
But he was like,
We could do that too.
dude. He was like, dude, I want to go and
Me too.
harvest a big alligator gar. And I was
Marcy's
like,
was saying that.
yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
he was hard up on it too. Like I wonder if he's done it at this point. I'd be down at that.
Dude, what?
I don't know. He's too busy killing geese, man.
Yeah, around the clock. Dude, that guy.
Is that something you want to do? Shoot an alligator gar with a bow?
That's what I'd like to do. But I'm sure, yeah, he says he's
I guess
talking about it.
they've kind of
It's
lost
easy as shit.
like their
For us.
they lost their shine to us. We see them everywhere. We catch them, we kill them. Like they're a bit of a nuisance almost to us down where we're at.
You know, and now that you're saying this, yesterday we're showing. So Jacob didn't even know who the Bayou Dragons were, which is understandable.
No, that's cool. I like that.
But
I like it when people don't know. Who
No, I had no idea that you guys were.
a thing.
Yeah, no, that I thought you guys were just all up here buddy hunting. I didn't know I'd be on a
we
fucking
are.
podcast.
Yeah, right off the rip, it's like, hey Jacob, I've never met you before. I like your accent. You want to be on a podcast? No. And it's like too fucking bad.
Yeah.
Steak dinner sauce.
It's the least I could do, man. Really.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate. I just really wanted. I like having interesting people. You're interesting as hell. But like when we're showing you some videos of like kind of like you're like, so what do y'all do? And we showed you, and you're like, oh, that out, like you're like pumped up, like your voice kind of went like on the alligator gar when Tanner shot it, and I was like that got you excited? Like to me, I'm like,
I just love bow fishing. That's one of my favorite things for sure.
yeah, dude, like that's something like if you come down, like that is a guaranteed. If you want to shoot gar, you can fucking shoot gar. That's year round.
And the
That's
thing
awesome.
about traveling down to Southeast Texas, if it ever does cross your mind, you don't have to hop hotel rooms. We got a spot for you.
I've literally been in
Mitchell's
4 hotel rooms this week. It's been insane.
And
And I've got a
pizza
shitload
rolls
of
and
gear.
egg rolls.
Dude, Mitchell has a spare bedroom.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I've been eating the shit out of egg rolls and pizza rolls
Straight
too.
from
But
No, not since you've been with us. You've been eating pretty good.
yeah, we should really go get some steaks again tonight. I think.
Oh, bro, I could fuck up a steak. Oh, wrought iron was good. We've had hell today we had breakfast food twice. Those people who ate breakfast before we went goose hunting, and 2 hours later we're back and like that was quick.
Yeah.
How many times have you ate there this week?
That,
7?
I don't know
7.
how much more
7
breakfast
times, yeah.
I can take, bro.
Really?
I've probably consumed 57 eggs just in the last 6 days.
That's
Today
it.
was the most coffee I've ever drank in one day. It definitely made me sick, to be honest with you.
I still haven't shit, and I am going to. There's
I
no
know.
way. Like I drank easily like 9 or 10 cups of coffee.
Speaking of shitting, Mitch this morning.
Oh yeah, let's talk about that. So we didn't even talk about today's hunt really, like in the wet.
Not yet,
Oh,
no.
man.
So
Let's get into it, man. Let's roll. Today's hunt was badass.
yeah,
It
let's
was.
start off from the beginning. You walk out of the hotel room, and instantly, if you have facial hair, which every single one of us do, automatically freezes up. I'm talking, you start snotting, you have snot sickles, your beard is fucked.
Mitchell has the most gnarliest icicles in his mustache. They're
Like
the whole week.
inch and a half, yeah.
I don't know why. It's just Mitchell has these icicles.
That's because, well, he likes drooling, and it comes with not being able to read good, but he just drools a little bit, and so we get out there. It's colder than a well digger's ass in deep Montana. Y'all are doing y'all's thing. I dropped everybody off, had to do that walk, and I was just like, son of a bitch.
You were heating up on that walk. Don't lie. You probably came in sweating.
Dude, bro, well, yeah, this hoop gear is hotter than hell. I felt good, but once I started sitting down, I was like, damn, boy. But, like, we haven't been sitting down for maybe 5-10 minutes, and Mitchell goes, where's the TV?
Oh, you really did? Y'all all forget. I was over there with my pants down, and I brought my shotgun because I'm a smart fella. You were over there walking the ditch line for pheasants.
Yep.
I ran over there, I grabbed my gun, brought the toilet paper with me, and a partridge, a little group of partridge come running by, and I saw them kind of hopping through, and
As you're shitting?
pants around my ankles, grabbed my fucking
I
aim
didn't know
eater, raised up and shot, wiped my ass, brought the toilet paper back to Mitchell, said, she's all yours, bud. Went and looked for my bird, and it fell. I searched everywhere for it. I couldn't find it, sadly.
But
anyways, yeah,
Mitchell,
it was
yeah.
pretty brutal.
yeah, y'all were the only 2 brave ones. I guess this is that McCall blood because nobody else was about to pull their ass out.
In
that
negative
weather.
6 degrees.
Sometimes you got 'em, man.
Ugh, I was in a bind.
But well, Mitchell was like, bro,
Mitchell sprinted. "Ah, where's the toilet paper? Give
He
it
just
to me
goes-
now."
he literally said as soon as he pooped, it'll turn into glass. And I know
I think his exact words were, "I could have stabbed somebody with that." It immediately.
and I know this is all very gross to the viewers or listeners, but whenever, I don't know. I kind of just really just want to say, basically, I've never shit -8 degrees. So
It sucks.
I mean,
I've done it 4 times this week. I haven't shit in a toilet since we've been here.
and we're going on day 6. Day 6, you have shit in the hotel.
That's just the way it goes,
swear,
man.
It's I'm on a timer, man, and when we eat breakfast, and I can't not drink coffee because it's so
Well, when you
fucking
eat a
cold.
giant ass breakfast, man, then you go set up decoys.
Matthew, for the last 4 days, I know exactly what he's ordered because it's fantastic. He gets the 2 eggs, the 4 pieces of bacon, and the French toast.
Oh man, it's
And then
phenomenal. I
it's
can't
just-
stop ordering it, but it
I'm
makes
gonna
me
get
shit
French
like a
toast
pet coon.
Dude, the French
What?
toast is
I
solid.
love French toast.
That cinnamon roll pancake this morning was good, but the French toast is also
That was that was pretty amazing.
Phenomenal.
shit. I can't
Yeah.
have for breakfast now.
It's not good shitting weather.
I'm really excited about, like, I love doing this kind of hunting because we sleep in. I say we slept until 5 a.m. this morning. Went and had breakfast at 6 o'clock. You know, like at home.
It
it's
really
like,
wasn't bad, yeah.
I love
Yeah.
how relative things are, man. Like talking about sleeping in. He's like, "Yeah, we gotta get out there early." And I'm like, "What is early for you?" And he's like, "Oh, sunrise." I'm like, fuck, we gotta get out in the marshes sometimes at midnight and sit on the levee
That's
or
insane.
sit at the ditch. It's
we
just-
weren't all in our blinds till like 7:45, and then it was like you heard.
Yeah, it's different. It's different kind of hunting, obviously, because you're having to wait it out a little longer. But still, man. I mean,
Well, every
getting
single
to
day.
sleep, getting to get out of bed at 5:45 is like, oh,
Especially waterfall hunting. Getting up at 5:45 is pretty ridiculous. Well, it's just because it's so damn cold out that they don't want to get off the water.
You said, but dude, every day we've all made wagers on, when they're gonna come out, and every day Colton goes, like in all theory they should be flying later, And today was our latest hunt. We didn't finish the hunt until almost 11, but like Colton every day, like Colton's like 11:30. We're limited up by 9, and he's like, they're just not like we just got some dumbass birds coming in. And we're not getting the feeds. We're getting those stragglers coming in, which is better for documentation.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
documentation.
we have Mitchell over here like zoomed in, just crumpling birds. Matthew getting some great shit.
Mitchell's getting all those angles, man. I looked over at him and he was like folded into like a human pretzel with his fucking camera.
Yeah, and some birds flare, and it might not be from that, but I'm just like, Colton's like, man, there's something on the left. And I'm like, God. And Mitchell has a camera lens that's solid white. That's this big.
That's good for these conditions, though, man.
I guess it
Everything's
is.
White.
Right now it's red.
White.
It's white.
It's fucking white. Yeah.
Today it had blood all over it.
Oh, yeah.
Matthew
Dude, I cannot. The Rocky Balboa is what did it to me. I was carrying in 4 honkers back to the blind. And by the time you watch this, you might have seen it on Instagram. But I had these birds in my hand, and I get back, and I see Mitchell's filming, so I kind of give him a little Rocky Balboa action, a little bit of shadow boxing. And I get back to the blind, I put the birds down, and I stop as I'm standing up, throw the doors open, get in my blind, and I look down, dude, I am head to toe covered in blood all over me. It was incredible. I was like, what the shit? And everything I touched after that was sticking to my hands.
Yeah, and those Canada geese, man, they're tough. They're
Man,
freaking tough.
So there was a quill that was harvested today. For those of y'all who don't know what
2.
a quill is, 2 actually,
Mm-hmm.
according to one of our producers back there, Mitchell. But the quills are, it's a quill lake goose. Am I correct on that?
Yeah.
Quill lake goose, they come from an area in
Quill Lake.
Canada near Saskatchewan, Quill Lake. And so they have more white kind of spattered throughout their body, some more aggressive than others. You'll have one with a white patch on the belly. You'll have some with, these big white streaks on their wings and big, strips of white on their bellies, almost like a speckled belly. Like there's just all kinds of different ways that these quill geese look. And we harvested a couple of them today. And I can't remember where I was going with this. Where was I going with this?
Don't know.
We're talking about 2 things. One, we're gonna get we'll have one of the guys we're gonna do another podcast this week too with Colton, and he's gonna have all the deets on all that shit. But
I remember where
you were talking about how tough they were.
That quill goose, one of the quill goose geese that was harvested today. Me and Colton are sorry, I got on
It's
track.
insane. None of us remembered what the hell was going on there.
But these we're working birds in, and I turn around and look, and we hear something flapping out of the line. And look, and it's that quill. Me and Colton look at it, like, oh yeah, that bird's still alive. I'm like, and there's just blood like all over him and coming from his tail. Man, he's gonna die. Well, we go back to hunting, and we get done. We line all the birds up. We make another hard count, make sure we're good, and we're one short. What the hell? Turn around, that quill's gone. We had to track him like up this hill, and like I absolutely couldn't believe there was like he just lost so much blood. But these birds are extremely tough.
Well, you ought to mention too that we seen that quill coming, and everybody wanted to shoot him. So he got fucking lit up.
Oh man!
It's
Dude,
going on
in a
my
group
wall.
of two, these
Yeah,
birds came in,
I
and
know, I
Colton
put
says,
some
"Hey,
in
that
them."
quill's on the left," and so everybody shot the left bird. I don't even did the right bird even fall.
Me and
Yeah,
Cole shot the right bird
Okay.
because I was gonna let you guys take the quill.
Yeah, the quill got absolutely crushed.
Yeah, I don't understand how he was still running around.
Yeah,
It's really incredible.
he had 12 bullets go into this
probably.
quill.
I mean,
And-
everybody gave it 3. I can promise you that. But,
We bag dump. Like Cole says, every it don't matter if it's one goose, we're bag dumping every time. That's why I brought me, you and Mitch alone brought 8 cases of shells basically for this damn hunt.
we got a lot of shotgun shells, man. We definitely didn't want to come up here and not be prepared. This is, like I said earlier, man, not a lot of opportunities for us to do this. So you don't want to show up and go, fuck, but left something at the house, or you got to be as prepared as possible. Helped us having the trailer behind us, man. I was like, shit, I got way too much shit, man. He was like, oh no, we got the trailer. I was like, good. Let me throw all my shit in there.
Yeah, I just kind of want to touch on the. So it took us 28 hours to get here. From my house, like on a normal drive, it says 25 hours. And you just mentioned that we
crashed the truck.
crashed the truck.
We
Like
were,
no damage was done to
We
the
were
truck or
driving down
trailer.
the highway in North Dakota, and sure enough, some black ice, man. Mitch was driving, all of a sudden we're sideways, and I look up, and I'm like, what the hell? We're on a ledge, so there's like a large drop off on the right side of the road, and there's a nice, fluffy, safe snowbank on the left. And as this truck is fishtailing, it's just like looking through the windshield, it's just death, life, death, death, life. And then finally it just hooked, and we just went off in the snowbank, and no damage done, like you said, but we
It
were
actually fixed the trailer lights.
we buried that truck and trailer off on the side of the highway, and we couldn't get out. And God sent us an angel in the form of a man named Jeff driving a Peterbilt. He pulled up, hey, you guys need some help? Sure enough, Jeff backed up. Colton had just bought a tow strap like a week before, threw it in the trailer, and we hooked up to that trailer and yanked us right out.
Also, I just want to say, people are built different up here. Okay, so Jeff jumps out of the truck right at the beginning and goes, he makes this just, and he backs up. I'm talking, he has a full blown cargo fucking trailer behind his Peterbilt, and we get done. He goes, I broke my leg yesterday. He was
for a guy who just broke his leg.
He broke his leg.
Jesus.
Jumped out in the snow and helped us. I was like, that
Would
dude's-
not accept payment, just a firm handshake. I gave him a hug, man. I told him we were screwed without you, Jeff. Thank you so much.
Yeah, because Colton and Cole were 13 hours behind us. Y'all would have found us 500 years in the future. We'd have been buried in snow and ice.
Cryogenically frozen. When we left that spot, we got down the highway a little bit more, and just 18-wheelers turned over left and right on the
Well,
side.
the day you guys showed up was, it was freaking icy. Well, the day we left, it rained for hours before we went out to Bowman, and it was bad. It wasn't good at all. I come over this hill one time. We were heading out to Bowman, and see everybody's got their hazards on. They're going slow as fuck, and I come over the hill and I'm like, why has everybody got their hazards on? Then I get sideways. I'm like, that's why everybody's got their hazards on.
Yeah. Stupid. Was it black ice? Or was
Yeah,
like just
it was.
ice?
Yeah, it was just ice. Yeah, not good.
So that's something you have to, which you're like, man, Like we have like what 2 months of winter down at home sometimes. Like,
Yeah.
and I'm talking like 2 months and because like right now we have a cool front down at home. It's like 47 degrees, but like next week it could be 80.
Yeah, I feel like our winters are based
That's
off of
nuts.
cold fronts because throughout the months of October, November, December, January, February, it's like we'll get a front. It'll be cold for a week or two max, and then you'll be back up in the 70s until another front comes through. It doesn't really maintain cold temperatures for very long.
Yeah, like 5
Except
years.
for when I'm there.
Yeah, except when you're
especially
there.
when you're there.
But you're always up in the Panhandle and shit like that. But
Yeah, we're pretty much.
I remember
I'm literally only halfway to you when I'm in Texas.
basically,
North Dakota, yeah.
you're like 9 hours still from us.
Yeah.
But I remember it was March 4th or 5th, like 6 years ago, and it snowed up to the lake, like a foot of snow. And I was like, but I'm talking while I was there for like during those like spring break time, and I was there, it snowed, and then I started that week off with cut off shirts and like cut off denim jeans. Then was wearing my literal waders fishing, and then by the end of the week it was 82
By the end
degrees.
of the week, it was beginning of the week, it was hunt hoots in the cold.
I wish I've had these hunt hoops my whole life. It would have saved me out of some shit.
Man, Jacob, we really appreciate you sitting down with us, brother. It's been good. We got one more hunt with you, right?
Yep, correct. Yeah,
One
it's going to
more
be
hunt
just as
tomorrow.
shitty as today for wind and cold. I'm sure it's going to be in the negatives again, but hopefully the geese will not. We're actually going to be hunting the same field as what we were talking about earlier, where
The
we
six.
did have the best hide, but we've got a better game plan, I feel like, this time. And a ton of ducks and geese in there again, which is wild
Oh,
that
man.
they're in there
They're
again.
gonna smash
I'm
them.
hoping it's another 6 and 6.
Yeah,
That would be epic. It
that
really
would be
would.
awesome, man. Yeah,
I
that's,
mean, We've done 5 hunts in a row and we've limited every time.
That's
Which is-
crazy.
I feel like at this point we've limited on character every day. We build some fucking character up there,
Yeah.
nothing else.
We've all built character for
Yeah,
sure.
that frozen turd that Mitch took today, that's a character builder.
Yeah,
Yes.
for sure.
That Jacob, that is well put. That built character. I mean, if anybody built character today, it was Mitch.
It's
But
definitely been so bad.
When you can stab somebody with a turd,
death by turd.
what are we even talking about?
This is what we just do basically. It's bullshit. That's why like a lot of our viewers don't even hunt or fish. They just like listen to us talk shit, which is
Yeah,
It's a good time, man. We talk the best shit in the industry, I believe, and we're getting better every day. So if y'all followed along this long, y'all make sure to go check us out on YouTube. Podcast is gonna be live on Spotify, Apple Music. Check us out on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Bayou Dragons.
do you
Um,
do you have
appreciate
anything
y'all
like
listening.
what's your Instagram, Jacob? Just so people can at least follow you because you have some really cool hunting. and
yeah, it's
fishing
pretty much
videos.
just all hunting and fishing stuff.
What's your Instagram tag? Remember?
Jacob.t.wendell.
Jacob.t.wendell on Instagram.
Yeah, y'all follow him. He has some cool ass shit. I mean, because when Colton was like, "Hey, I got a buddy of mine, Jacob from North Dakota, coming up here to hunt with us," he was shooting some mule deer. I was like, "Does this guy suck?" And he's like, "No, he's cool." I was like, "Show me his Instagram." Well, dude, honestly, you don't want just a shit bag coming out.
No, you
You
guys
brought
been
me,
cool as
didn't
hell, man. It's been awesome so far. You guys basically been giving me a guided hunt and giving me free shit, which is ridiculous. And I really appreciate it. It's been awesome.
Yeah, dude.
Pretty cool freaking dudes.
Well,
Hey.
whatever we can do, man. I mean, just that's the mentality I took coming into it. I'm blessed to be here, so whatever I can do to help, whatever I can do to make it better for the next guy, I'm all about it, man. All about it.
But we do appreciate your time. We're looking forward to this final hunt with you. I don't think it's gonna be the final hunt ever because I feel like I'll be able to just holler at you and be like, "Hey, Jacob, by the way, I'm gonna come.
I would definitely come hunt Montana with you again next year. Absolutely.
I might come up to North Dakota and come hunt with you." You said you sat on your fields this year. You killed.
Early season was good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And our wheat fields get loaded up pretty good early season. Well, next year we actually aren't doing any wheat because the price of fertilizer is insane for wheat. But yeah, the ducks actually, we didn't get no ducks in our stuff this year, which is not typical. they usually get in the soybeans. I killed some ducks in our wheat field this year. We didn't have much of a hide because I just got done chisel plowing the thing. So we actually ended up trying to look like a weed patch, and the ducks, they're pretty stupid. They did it pretty good. The geese, they kind of acted like they did the other day when we were in that cornfield.
Right.
So, except we didn't have 2,000 geese to deal with that day.
Yeah.
So we did not limit out.
Yeah,
But
you're limited on that
Get
one,
off the
but-
drive, I think it was better than.
No, man, that's great, man. We appreciate you sitting down with us. We'll go ahead and wrap it up and call it a night, man. Let's go get some dinner and have
yeah,
some
I'm
more
hungry,
drinks.
man.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
All
Thank
right,
you,
yeah.
Jacob Wendell.
Yeah, bud.